Man, I'm a dreamer, man. You know what I'm saying? If you know me, you'll know that I'm a dreamer. You know, I set my goals real high and then I go get them. And I believe that that's what got me to where I am now. Helped me to see beyond my circumstances and know that it's something greater than what I see every day. You know what I'm saying? My dreams are my lifeblood, and without them, you know, what's even a reason for breathing? You know, feel me? You know, they say the road makes you a better artist. Getting to deal with different crowds and venues and conditions, and also everything outside of that. You know what I'm saying? The scenery and the inspiration. And I'm a nomad by nature, man. I love to travel and see new stuff and meet new people. It makes the world seem smaller. Oh, basically, I'm on a 2-day mini tour. That's what you could call it. I have 2 careers. I'm an architect and I'm also a poet. I'm gonna be at my desk on Monday, then Tuesday I'm at work, and then after that, we're gonna get right on the road and do a feature down in Austin and rock out with Neo Soul. Then Wednesday, we down at the University of Texas at San Antonio, and we're gonna rock out there. Then right after that show, it's right back up to Dallas to be back at my desk at 8 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? I want it that bad. And I feel like you gotta want it that bad. Whatever you do, believe that, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Anything worth having is gonna take some sweat. It's gonna take some sleepless nights, you know what I'm saying? But the irony in dreaming is that you can't sleep. So I stay woke. Word to Badu. Man, one of my favorite pieces to perform is called Shot. It's like a dedication piece. You know what I'm saying? I like to start with it because it lets people know what I'm about to get up here on this stage and I'm about to talk about. You know, and it's all true. You know, it's all coming from my heart, out my journal. It's kind of like a stage lesson, a dedication piece to prepare people for all the stuff that I'm about to talk about, you know, throughout the course of the show. You know, it's what I'm about. It's what I'm about, you know what I'm saying? Before I start, you know what I'm saying, I hope y'all listening. You know, I hope God is listening, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to give y'all all of myself, you feel me? And that's where Shots came from.
For the stage, for this place we call sacred, where we unfold our souls in front of strangers' eyes, lay them across this altar and smoke signal our cries to the skies.
You see, what lies on the stage is what drives on my page. And what drives on my page is what lies in the sage. So when I say, we're going to do a little crowd participation, okay? So when I say a shot for the stage, I want y'all to say I spit. Y'all got me?
Yeah. A shot for the stage, I spit. 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 I spit. For less than minimum wage, where descendants of slaves are still digging their own graves here. But this is the place, fear is just running away, running away, running away. Yeah, a shot for the rooms full of people that we perform for, but really know that nobody is listening to us. Or a shot for the single-digit strangers that hang on our every word like cliffs. Note, poetry is not for the faint-hearted or fairy tale life. It is for those who live in hurricanes, who pray for sunshine to keep the rain for growth. You see, a pain is rain. Do we grow in these? It's just growing pains. Let me get a shot to the page, which is just a pane, a window, glass stain. You see, even when shattered, we write with the shards. Carve our cares into these trees, and now these emotions are transparent. I'm just wishing I had Stan Parent, because Stan didn't have to stand out to be outstanding. His shot came right from the first barrel blast off the west coast of Africa. They say my shot lies in the wicked jump shot. Or a rap song talking about knocking back some shots or gunshots on the backs of the blocks where we pitch. I'm just trying to write in the pitch my dog said. That's why I'm howling at the moon with a mic for a bullhorn. I just really hope it hit y'all ear. Pray all my dogs go to heaven, but hell, it's hotter than Project Halls up here. Yeah, poets, I bet y'all carve y'all souls into trees too. We all grow and need light like leaves do. All a bunch of beautiful people just trying to write away our egos. That's why I get on this stage and I turn see-through. I just want a shot for every writer on my block whose every opportunity has been dropped, turned over and stolen on the right. With spoken word artists' words paint pictures without holding this mic. I'm just a writer on my block, with writer's block, with my block blocks the writer. And I just want a shot, an opportunity, a chance, without being popped, shot by this Dr. Giggles of a world to master my shots of survival, and I'm not immune to this type of cruelty. Let me get a shot to the teachers, the parents, the pastors, and the preachers who felt that we were worth every shot this poem is sustained. To be sent to experience to live in what we live in is
an experiment. That's why it's called the projects. The ghetto is a science lab in an alienated territory. But we was in this half of human and half of monkey. We so half the time, half our lives are astro, and the scientists is the other half we're not. So tell me what asshole believes I got a better shot in Showtime at the Apollo than an Apollo spaceship. Because for this poetry, I've been working this grave shift, but I ain't really made shit. I just wish I had enough to buy me a shot or give me gas money to get back to Chicago. I just want a shot for the family who got my back. I used to think that they believed that I was foolish for following my fairy tale 9 to 5. Forget that, this poetry is a full-time grind. A shot for the shit we get when we spit. A shot for every time you ever wanted to quit. A shot for the one youth in my workshops who will accept this gift. You see, I started writing to save my life. Somehow, I ended up saving others in the midst of it. This art has been my refuge since I could hold a crayon. Now we gather in rooms full of people and hold a seance, not just pray. That my metaphor of fathers is listening to the scribbling, to pay homage is a given. Gotta bless the stage. Gotta bless the people. And I gotta bless the page where I confess all my evils. Bless the mouths and the ears, the nouns and the verbs. A shot for tonight. May God be present in these words, because what lies on this stage is what drives on my page. And what drives on my page is what lies in this sage. So when I say a shot for the stage, y'all say I spit.
Love sometimes is a poem that I wrote about the lessons that I've learned from love. You know what I'm saying? The good stuff, the bad stuff, and then, you know, the flat out truth. You know, sometimes it seems so easy to be in love and a love, but love is also mad complicated. You know, so I wrote it to help me kind of make sense of the things that I was going through at the time, and then in particular, you know, what love means to me now and how that's evolved and has grown and has changed over the years. You know what I'm saying? I don't think love is static. It's like a person. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect a person to be the same. I believe love changes and evolves.
I remember when I was young and I was like head over heels in love. And I used to write my love across blue lines and fold it up, slide it into desk. But now I'm 27 years old. And love isn't as simple as it used to be. So I'm trying to figure out. Sometimes love for me was a park picnic, red and white checker blankets, baskets, a nice bottle of wine, and no ants. Sometimes love was like a movie. Sometimes love is chilling on the couch. She doing her toes, I'm asleep, snoring, my mouth open like a South American sinkhole. Sometimes love is just that simple. Every night for us, about 8 p.m., love is grace over our dinner plates. The sense, a sense thank you to our Father for food and finance and fellowship, because all the time God is love. Sometimes love for us is James Brown blaring through our speakers as we dance and we saunter across our lines within a living room. Sometimes love is midnight runs to 7-Eleven for slushies and brownies. Sometimes love is a split swisher. Sometimes love gets you high. If you both take a leap for love, love can make you fly. Sometimes love, you are my honey. Sometimes you are bees. Sometimes love stings. Sometimes love isn't a white knight in shining armor. Sometimes love is bruised, battered, and bloody from battling to get to you. Love, I remember the day that I told you that my dreams contradicted directly with the life that I promised to wrap around your ring finger. And I remember your tears hitting our kitchen table like water hoses against black backs in Alabama. Some days I think I should have never asked you to be the Coretta Scott to my king.
Come on.
To have to love me several hundred miles at a time, but I take our love and I pass it out to this cold, cruel world for free. Sometimes you gotta take your broken love and give it to God and only hope that He can mend it. Sometimes love, sometimes love causes amnesia. Will make you forget everything else but it. Sometimes love will make you want amnesia, so you can forget about it. You ever see a ugly dude with a fine wife? Sometimes love is blind. Sometimes we look for love in all the wrong places. In between thighs and not in eyes. I used to look for love in big butts and pretty thighs and bright eyes, but I really think that I was looking for lust. I think sometimes we think about the word love and we see the word lust and we get so excited that we don't take the time to see the L's and the words, the letters after the end, and see that they are two totally, completely different things. Sometimes love is morning breath and jungle sex. The sun shining through the blinds, hitting our skin and striping us into two tigers tangled in a 12 by 12 jungle. Sometimes love is a pregnancy scare. And then prayers. Sometimes love is, you know what? Let's love this baby like it's the last good act of love that we will ever do. Sometimes love is broke. Sometimes love is us two as the justice of the peace. No white dress, no tux, just two of our closest friends, and God giving us his guarantee of agape. Love is patient, love is kind, love is yours, love is mine. My point is, love is what you make it. And I'm unafraid to say that in this time, when the word love is a tornado on our tongues, destroying everything in its path, that we weather storms well. And whether fair weather or foul, I will stand brick house strong for my love. And it doesn't mean that my love is perfect, but it does mean that my love is worth it. You see, snail-paced love equals spell-safe love. And over the last year, I've learned that love is all that I will ever need.
Letter to Martin Luther King is a poem that I actually been trying to pull out of myself for some years now. You know what I'm saying? I had gotten to a place where I became obsessed with this idea of achieving whatever greatness that God's placed inside of me. And it actually wasn't until I began to explore the concept of greatness and great men that I began to kind of understand and grasp what greatness means to me. And out of that, this poem kind of came through to fruition. You know what I'm saying? We always hear the facts about great men. You know, a list of accomplishments and milestones. But we never hear about how they got there. You know, so we just see them like they're 10 feet tall. And we don't see the most of these men. You know, the Bob Marleys and the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings. You know what I'm saying? They all grew up in situations that parallel ours, you know, in a lot of ways. You know, they just made a decision to pursue God's calling on their life to the fullest extent.
An open letter to Dr. Martin Luther King. Dear Martin, or can I just call you King? I'm writing you this letter on the eve of January 15, 2013 from a cell all my own. No one ever told me that my purpose would moonlight as a prison. We have a lot in common, you and me. Now I'm writing you because I have questions. We are both physically smaller than people's idea of great men, but earthquakes often begin with cracks. I spent so much time in church. We are both black boys baptized in Bible verses. I spent so much time in church that I slept on pews with nightmares of brimstone and indigo dreams. Tell me, did you know that you were special then? What did you do when your dreams seemed 2 sizes too big, but life seemed 2 sizes too small? Did you pray to God for a tailor-made destiny? How did you know that you were special? Was it in skipped grades and teasing classmates? Did you find your purpose tucked into Mahatma Gandhi's line of notes, or did it surround you? The way it does all of us, hiding in music notes, waiting to play Josephine Baker's bones when she moved, breathing life into us. You see, I believe that God has hidden our purposes inside of us. Then we go to sleep, and he brings them to life like a rib from Adam to create Eve. That's why they're called dreams. When did angels tell you that you were God's elect? I asked God to speak to me one night as I knelt beside my bed, my knees bent like headphone wire as I listened for him, and he spoke to me in my dreams. I noticed something, Mark. On the nights where I exercised my demons, on the nights where I traded my poetry for Patron and Kush, stumbled up my stairs like I had nightmares tied to my ankles, and I sunk into the waves of my bed sheets like Jonah in the Great Sea. I did not dream on those nights. I didn't understand my purpose when I didn't deserve it. How do you deliver your sermons with demons standing at the foot of your altar? I have never had nightmares of death, sir. But sometimes I see you in myself and I get scared. I get scared of that because heroes seldom have happy endings in the world that I live in. Weak men are afraid of bullets. Great men are afraid of themselves. Were you ever afraid of your own power? When did you learn that you could turn men's hearts into 1 Corinthians. To love without conditions or color or creed. Why don't we see that? The day that your very own country labeled you a threat, how did it feel? How do you stand your ground when it is lava? How do you stand on your morals when they are hot coals, when they burn to abide by? What is it like to be a man on fire? Ignited with passion and purpose, encouraged and undeterred by death threats. Where does the bravery of great men come from? I'm writing you because I see a lot of your dream of myself, and I just want to make it reality. Tell me, what happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or does it fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Or does it crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode?
In terms of performing, my goal has always been to take whatever words and feelings God has put on my heart and communicate them to people. I feel like with any gift, any passion, comes a purpose, you know what I'm saying, the reason why you have that. And I believe in that. I believe in that deeply. Almost home. Rob knocked out. Gotta go home and get an hour of sleep and then report to work.